You are now listening to High Five the Podcast, a movie podcast where our hosts Q and J get together to rank movies, disagree about those rankings, and then play games that put back together the pieces of their shattered friendships. Let's join them now as they broadcast live from the writer's room.
All right. Welcome back to the writer's room.
Thanks.
It is fun to be back here. We are back after a couple weeks here in the writer's room.
Yep.
I'm your host, Jay, and as always, I am joined by my quixotic companion, Q.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the Q.
You're the Q.
I am the Q. And have I told you how much I love this space?
Oh, our writer's room HQ?
It's amazing.
Oh, High Five Media HQ is
I'm really glad
the best.
that you put in that cappuccino machine.
Hey, it's much better than the espresso machine. And I mean espresso because it was like really terrible and it wouldn't put out real espresso.
But do you remember when we had those badass baristas?
Those were the shit.
We
still have them on staff though, right?
Yeah. They're
good.
on the payroll.
We're not letting them go anytime soon.
No,
I'm actually really excited that we're back because we have a really good list today to talk about.
So, every actor's goal is to get one of those wonderful golden statues.
Oh, yeah.
And you know the ones that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking
Teen
about
Choice Awards.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. People's Choice, actually. Nickelodeon.
People's
Slime
Kids.
Choice Awards.
Infidel Choice.
Yeah. No, we are talking about the Oscars.
Oscars.
The number one award for movies and
The
writers
Academy
and actors. The
Awards.
Academy. The Academy. And on this list, we are going to list the top 5 movies for Best Picture that were snubbed by some bullshit
many
movie.
snubbed. Every year, somebody makes me mad.
Somebody puts out a fantastic film effort and then just gets slapped to the ground by some...
Slapped with an open palm, which reminds me.
Yeah.
I think it's time to high five.
It's time to high five.
Let's high five.
High five!
Should we high five?
High five!
High five!
High five.
High five! High five, son!
Woo! High five! Don't leave me hanging.
All right. Let's get down to it. Top
to business.
5 Oscar snubs for Best Picture
For Best
of all
Picture.
time. So
Yep.
if we didn't narrow it down to Best Picture, we'd be here all night. There's no way we could pick a top 5, I think, with every category, because almost every year you're mad about something. So, Q, tell me a little bit about why we chose top 5 Oscar snubs
Sure.
for Best Picture, and then what was going through your mind? What were your criteria? How did you think about this? Because I definitely have a criteria that I had.
When we talked about it, basically the gist for me is I shot from the gut on this one. I went for movies that I loved or thoroughly enjoyed that I feel should have won Best Picture, but didn't. They lost to what I consider inferior movies. And I wanted to put a list together of movies that I feel got so close to getting that award that they deserved, but then just got, snubbed.
Snubbed out.
Snubbed out.
Yeah, I thought of it very similar, but when you're thinking about the Academy Award for Best Picture, there's a lot that really goes into that because you've got to think of technical achievement, you've got to think of directing, acting, choice of sets, design, thought process, writing, adaptation, and everything that goes into it. So for me, when I was really narrowing these down, it really came down to that, like what hit on the most cylinders, what was not, what may have been not the most pleasing or not the most box office friendly, but what was the most technical achievement in film of that year. So whenever I'm talking about one, whichever one it lost to, I'm not saying that's a bad movie.
Right.
I'm just saying the one that it hits on more cylinders of what it truly means to have the largest technical achievement in film for that year.
I'm saying that it lost to a bad movie.
I would hope so.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
There's
go ahead
a
and,
lot
I'm gonna
of
go,
shitty movies
yeah.
that get nominated.
I'm going to
stuff.
put up my dukes and I'm going to fight these movies.
Let's do it.
All
We
right.
can take these movies out back, and we can beat them with bags of nickels that we took from movie theaters, popcorn machines.
That is true. You know what? Better yet, I have a tube sock filled with Oscar statues. I'm gonna
Nice.
beat them with.
Unused Oscar statues.
Yeah, fresh, spanking new.
And I tie it closed and drip it with a little bit of Leonardo DiCaprio's tears to keep it locked
Exactly.
in. The tears can't even get to the
They
Oscar
can't.
statues.
No, it's untouchable.
This year is this year.
It's untouchable. I hope so.
Oh, it's about time. Okay, so let's start. Year number 5.
Yeah. All right, so my number 5. So here we go. All right, so like I said in my little pre-ramble that I gave you, I chose movies that I feel passionate about, that I found out that lost their Oscar. And my number 5 is no exception. My number 5 is from 1995's Oscars.
Okay.
As it should be. Number
Right,
5
yeah.
is 95. And that is Pulp Fiction lost to Forrest Gump.
I remember that. I remember being upset by that. That is worthy. That's worthy to be on this list.
Because as you know, and as I know about you, we're big Tarantino fans.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest.
Q loves Q.
Yeah. This movie is fantastic.
It's what I was talking about earlier with firing on
Groundbreaking.
cylinders. It fires on every side. The writing is perfect. The casting is perfect. The direction is perfect. The acting, the storytelling, the framing, the cinematography,
Sure.
everything about it fires on so many cylinders. And that one's a tough one because Forrest Gump by no means is a poor film.
No, and I know that I said that I was going to say that it lost to a worst film, but I'm going to be honest. In this instance, it lost to a completely different type of film.
Yeah. More again, this is more box office friendly. More people saw it. More people reacted to it. So of course, it's going to lean in that direction.
Wholly acceptable by the general public.
Which I was almost in Forrest Gump, by the way.
What?
True story.
Please tell me this story. When
I was a kid growing up, I auditioned for the part of young Forrest Gump with the braces on his legs. I did a scene reading and sat in a classroom with fold-out chairs and read the scene of "Can't sit here, can't sit here." Mama says in my magic shoes, and I did the whole scene with one of the casting directors. And
are you serious?
Yeah, and
this is the thing.
This is the thing, and I got a call back, and I was one of the 3 finalists, and I met the little kid who got the part.
What?
And they called and said that the reason I didn't get it is I didn't have a good enough Southern accent, having grown up in the South my whole life.
Well, I'm going to be honest. That's complete garbage.
So
also, the fact that you were legitimately mentally handicapped.
Yeah, I know. I figured that's a big step in the right direction.
A shoe-in for that.
That is a movie fact about that, though. The actor who played young Forrest Gump truly talked and act like that, and Tom Hanks mimicked a lot. Yes, look it up. A lot of the mannerisms are mimicked by his actual mannerisms.
Are you serious? Yeah. First off, I just want to say that I think you would have been fantastic.
Thank you. I think so too.
So in that instance, then I would have maybe not put this on my list as an upset because I would have said, "Hey, you know what?
That movie's fantastic.
My best friend Jay, he did great in that, and you know
Oscar.
what? That movie deserves that Oscar. But in this case, you know what? You weren't in it, so I'm gonna throw it to the
Suck
wolves.
It, Forrest Gump.
To the wolves.
Suck it, Forrest Gump.
You know what? You know what should have been in that briefcase in Pulp Fiction? An Oscar.
An Oscar. Yeah. I thought you were going to say Tom Hanks' head for some reason.
No. That's a weird place to go.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my number 5.
Please do. I would like to know what your number 5 is.
My number 5 is Gangs of New York.
Ooh.
Lost Out to Chicago.
Oh.
Which is... I know you love musicals, Q. I know you love it, and I know it's a beautiful film, and I think the world of it. But Gangs of New York is masterful.
It is.
It is masterful on every single level.
I
and
agree.
it's one of Scorsese's best. I think it's one of his masterpieces. But between Daniel Day-Lewis and Leonardo DiCaprio, you don't get a film that long and story-driven to connect so
I'm definitely going to agree with you. I mean, Bill the Butcher
well.
is one of the most memorable characters.
And the scene when, and I hate to say this, but the scene when he beats the snot out of Leo DiCaprio is one of the most visceral and compelling, brutal scenes that's ever been captured.
Brutal.
Oh, and so good at character building.
I'm going to agree with you on that because I think, first off, Daniel Day-Lewis, hands down, one of the most just breathtaking actors working today.
Spellbinding.
I mean, his stuff is just ridiculous. He becomes the characters that he portrays. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to agree with you wholeheartedly on that choice. I think that is a super.
And honestly, the only thing I'm sad about for this is that it's not higher on the list because I think I have some good ones, but that one's just. That one's top tier, but Chicago's so good, so it does deserve the recognition that it gets. And
it is good.
Not taking anything away from Rob Marshall and the film that he made,
because
But
the film was beautiful.
But Scorsese, I just think, knocked it out of the park with Gangs.
Also, Scorsese, much like DiCaprio, is kind of one of those guys that just keeps getting just
No,
the shit
it
into
is
the stick at the Oscars.
it is the snubbening for him.
So for me, I wholeheartedly agree.
Sweet.
So
All right.
I'm gonna follow up
Number 4.
your solid choice with my number 4 pick.
Okay.
My number 4 was 99's Oscars, and it was when Saving Private Ryan lost to Shakespeare in Love.
That one was big.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan, and correct me if I'm wrong, is arguably one of the greatest war films ever made.
It's one of the greatest films ever made.
I agree, but specifically
when
to embody and portray a war in such a visceral way.
it has. I can't think of a time that it's been outdone. I really can't.
I agree. I remember reading an article back when the movie came out that had vets from the war that saw this film and said that, and you know, it's kind of sad to hear it, but that it actually put them back in that mindset of being there. They said it was so realistic and it felt so true to how the feeling was that it just transported them there instantly.
Well, and I know that, you know, Spielberg and Hanks are huge Stephen Ambrose fans, and so a lot of that gets pulled. Your Band of Brothers gets pulled from that, and this really fits into that because Ambrose has a way of telling a war story that truly it feels almost like a documentary.
Oh yeah,
and it's so good. And so to pull from his knowledge and to create it as a film. That should be on the list.
Plus,
100%.
let's be honest, the combination of Spielberg and Hanks.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
come on.
And I'll be and this is me being completely truthful. There are about 5 instances I can remember weeping in a theater, and the end of Saving Private Ryan is one of them. I cry at the end of that movie pretty much every time.
I'll wrap up my point with this. There was a scene in that movie that was one of the most visceral scenes that I've ever seen. It was when one of the soldiers was getting stabbed.
Oh,
and he was slowly saying no as this blade was going into him. That I literally it made me want to puke watching this because it made me feel like I was there. I mean, it was just so gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like, I mean, Shakespeare in Love, come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
I mean, and it's directed by a guy named John Madden.
Come on. So why don't
you see Gwyneth Paltrow's boobs here?
Yeah. Woohoo!
She's a man on stage here. Yeah. That's Donald Trump or John Madden. Is that both? Are they the same?
It's both.
They're
Donald
both
Trump? They're running together.
Madden Trump.
Hashtag Madden Trump. Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah, Madden Trump 16.
2016.
Trump Madden 2016. Trump Madden 16. Hashtag Trump Madden 16. I love it.
Yep, I'm with it.
Okay, so my number 4.
Yeah, please.
That's a good choice. I think you're going to like my number 4.
All right.
My number 4 is when Pulp Fiction lost to Forrest Gump.
Oh, hey! I feel like we recently talked about this.
I know. So, yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's up in the list because Tarantino is such a favorite of mine. I think any time that he gets snubbed for anything is a crime against cinema.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, of course that was going to be on my list. And even though I was almost in Forrest Gump, and I honestly do love most things that Zemeckis does, I thought Pulp Fiction was a better film. I thought I thought it had a greater achievement in film.
I feel like, I 100% agree. As it was on my list, I agree with you. And I will totally back up that statement with the fact that it was a wholly original film.
Yeah.
It was something that was not in the landscape of cinema at the time that movie came out.
Yeah.
It was something that had not been done. Forrest Gump, a very kind of traditional underdog story. But I feel like Pulp Fiction was one that, it had not been seen.
Yeah.
So I agree. Can I offer up another hashtag?
Please do.
How about Q for Q?
Q for Q.
Hashtag
Q for Q.
Q for Q.
I love it.
I'm with it. All right, so
that was my number 4. So we need to move on to your number 3.
I think it's wonderful. My number 3. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Brace yourself. I know I ask you to do that a lot, but I want you to brace yourself.
I'm literally bracing.
Because I know you're a fan of these guys.
Oh,
all right? Here we go.
okay.
My number 3 happened in 1997.
Okay.
When Fargo lost to The English Patient.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that showed up on my list somewhere.
Okay, that's
So,
fair enough.
because
Foreshadowing.
because Fargo is a brilliant film from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
And it has sparked one of my favorite television shows of the last decade.
Let's just rap for a sec about the Fargo television series.
So good.
It is so freaking good. It is so good. I recommend that all of our listeners stop listening to this podcast right now and go
watch
an
the
episode
first
of
2
Fargo.
seasons and then come back
Please.
to the podcast. Coming
We'll
back
come
to the
back to
podcast
the podcast,
is
right.
just as important
That is-
as leaving the podcast. But if you leave the podcast, you must come back.
Yeah,
to the
definitely
podcast
come back.
after
back.
the. But
well,
yeah,
I'm sure they've all subscribed by now, so they automatically get it in their feeds. So
right,
we should be
because
good to go.
only losers don't subscribe to
Yeah,
this.
only losers.
Yeah,
You don't want to be a loser.
and Donald Trump supporters.
Right?
So
Or Trump Madden supporters.
Trump Madden 16. Trump
Yeah,
Madden 16.
Trump Madden 16.
I know I'm voting. Okay, yeah, Fargo. So yeah,
I mean, it's a great film from beginning to end. And let's be honest, who remembers The English Patient?
nobody. There's like a bathtub or something, and
Is
then
there?
it was really boring.
I don't
It was
even
like
know
2.5 hours of sadness.
You know what? I remember there was this guy, and he spoke English.
but
And he was also a patient,
I think there was a nurse, and someone was in love,
right?
and there was
Right.
probably some loss.
So
Someone
let me
dies.
ask you, do you remember that, or do you remember a wood chipper?
Oh, I remember Steve Buscemi.
Do you?
I do.
Do you? Does
I
that
do.
that
I do.
rings more truly
Yeah.
in your head than
McDermott.
I mean,
Come on.
come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no discussion.
Alrighty.
My number 3. You ready for
Please.
this?
Yes. Number 3.
Saving Private Ryan lost to Shakespeare in Love.
Oh, what a weird coincidence.
I know. I kind of hate it because now we can't talk about it again.
No,
I
we
just-
can.
I
Let's
love
go
Saving
ahead.
Private Ryan. Hey, you remember that scene where the dude carried his arm and stuff?
Guess what? We can talk about whatever we want.
It's our podcast.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do
It
about this.
doesn't matter.
But yeah, no, Saving Private Ryan. Shakespeare in Love sucks. Sorry. It's not good. It's not good.
Ooh,
It's not a good movie.
The
Have you-
shot across the bow.
Have you watched that movie?
It sucks.
It's not good.
It is garbage.
Saving Private Ryan is so good.
It is so
It's
good.
so good.
It is ridiculous.
Matt Damon, are you listening? It's so good.
Damon.
But that's not from that movie. That's from another great movie.
No, but every time I hear Matt Damon's name, I can't help but think about that. Matt Damon.
But no, Saving Private Ryan is so good. It's Giovanni Ribisi. Mom, I'm cold. I'm cold.
I'm so cold.
good. I'm gonna cry
so
right
cold.
now.
It's because you're dying,
I
Giovanni
know.
Ribisi. Dying.
So that's it.
That is a super solid number
Okay, so what's
3.
your number 2?
All right, my number 2. You ready for this?
I hope so.
All right. This one's from 1977.
Okay. Whew.
Can you guess?
Probably.
All right, don't.
Okay.
Because it is Taxi Driver Lost to Rocky.
Oh man. And that's such a hard. You know what? I almost put that one on my list.
Mm-hmm.
But Rocky is really good.
It is really good.
And I know Taxi Driver. That one's so tough because I really think it could go either way.
But here's kind of my defense of this.
Okay, go for it.
First off, you have 2 career-making turns.
Okay, yeah.
Scorsese
Mhm.
made a film that was so cutting edge, showing a troubled human being at the end of his rope, just a true delve into just the disgusting psyche that some people will go to, right? Then you also had a career-making turn by Robert De Niro.
And I mean Jodie Foster, who won an Oscar.
Jodie Foster,
for
I
it.
will agree, absolutely. But Robert De Niro, I mean, who hasn't quoted lines from that movie?
Oh, everybody.
You know what I mean?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure some people haven't. So let's just get that out of the way.
yeah.
But
For
they
all
should
of
have.
you out there who haven't,
They should have.
whatever. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, it's one of those seminal films that was just so, once again, much like Pulp Fiction, so gritty and so different and just so, I can't even describe it.
Yeah.
that I feel like it deserved it. Now, Rocky, absolutely fantastic film. It spawned one of the greatest franchises
Which
of all time,
which is timely because now this year we've got
Just
the
got
franchise continuing in
Yeah,
Creed, which
Creed.
is
also
again Oscar worthy.
lots of buzz about this movie.
Mhm.
They're saying that it has truly kind of come back
And
around.
did
to
you see
its
it?
Roots.
It's
I
really-
haven't.
It's
Is
great.
it great?
It's great.
It looked great.
It was. Yeah, I don't disagree, and I don't know if I can agree because I just
They're
think
both
it
really
could
good
tip
films.
either way.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough of a distinctive difference for me for it to be a snub.
A distinctive. Do you know what the movies are about? They're very different.
Shut up. You know what I mean? In quality.
Right.
In
That's fair
quality.
enough.
But, I think that's... And part of it is the criteria on which I base my list is that I thought there was enough of a gap between them
Right.
where I could definitively say, no, that one should have won.
Sure.
But I'm so torn on that one. I don't discount it being on your list, but I'm so torn over that.
That's fair. Well, let's hit.
You've hurt me.
I mean, that's fair. Let's hear your number 2.
Okay,
then.
well, I think there's going to be a lot of debate about this one.
All
My
right.
number 2 is Fargo by the Coen Brothers.
What? I think that's ridiculous.
And the English Patient, because the English Patient sucks. Sucks.
It super sucks.
It super sucks. And Fargo is super great.
You know who else is also super great? The Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
And you know that new movie, Hail Caesar, that's going out? I really want to see that
I bet
movie.
it's going to be great.
I think it's going to be
gonna
great.
So the Coen Brothers, when you're listening to this, know that we love your movies.
Yeah, we super do. And if you want to reach out to us and put us in one of your movies, I'm totally down for
Wouldn't
it.
stop you.
Yeah, we do.
So, all right, we're at number 1. And thank God you haven't already named my number 1. Jesus.
I'm wondering.
Do we have the same number 1?
I don't know. I'm gonna do my number 1 first.
Yeah, you have to.
And then I'm gonna look at you in your eyes and I'm gonna see
Look
your
at me in my
reaction.
eyeballs.
I'm gonna gauge it.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Okay.
My number 1 pick
Poker face.
is from 2015.
Okay.
And it is Boyhood losing to Birdman.
That's my number 1.
Oh, high
five! So let's just talk about it
Yeah.
because that's my number 1 too. And let me, right out of the gate,
Let's do it.
for all those hater high fivers out there, those mother fivers,
Mother Fivers.
Birdman is amazing.
It is
on
an amazing
every
film.
level.
Absolutely.
Birdman is amazing. And if Birdman had been released in any other year besides the year that
I
Boyhood
would fight
was
for it to
released,
be-
I would fight for it. And I would have put it on this list had it not won to
I
anything
agree.
else but Boyhood.
I agree.
But when we're thinking about the Oscars, like I said before, we're thinking about technical achievement in the art of filmmaking.
Oh.
And nothing in the history of cinema can withstand
Ever.
the technical achievement that Linklater was able to pull off with Boyhood. And that's the end of the story. It's not even up for debate.
No.
Factually, it is more of an impressive achievement than anything that's ever been done in film.
Absolutely. For a non-documentary film to span the time that it did, with the cast that it did, and to capture these people at such intricate points in their lives, these characters portrayed by the same actors, for lack of a better word, it's breathtaking.
It's a miracle.
Absolutely breathtaking.
And on top of that, you've got to add in the actual mechanics and logistics of what this took, because not only were these actors not allowed by the studios to sign these multi-year agreements,
Absolutely.
so Linklater had to do the entire scheduling of this off of faith
With fingers crossed, hoping
that they would come
that
back.
they would come back.
And in 12 years, an actor's career can go in an amazing number of directions. So to have it work, and aside from all of that, it be a mesmerizing film.
Oh, absolutely.
If it was a terrible film, we wouldn't even be
That's-
talking about it. It's
sure,
like, oh, hey,
sure.
this guy, this
Wow,
this-
that was really
this
cool.
guy did
He
this
did
big
that.
thing. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but it's boring as shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but this wasn't. This made a statement. This had amazing performances. This had a story that was actually never been told before.
Sure.
And it was heartbroken that it didn't win.
I agree.
Honestly was.
I agree. And I'm with you so much, and I'm so glad that we coalesced on our number 1 choice here. I really truly feel like I can't agree with you more that Birdman, while a fantastic movie,
And I own Birdman. We've watched it multiple times.
absolutely.
I love it.
I watched it with you.
Yes.
It is a wonderful film and a career-making turn for Michael Keaton. I mean, something that just kind of blew me away as far as his performance in that movie.
Which, of course, led to the things that he's doing now and his amazing performance in Spotlight, which, again, is...
Which I haven't seen.
You need to see it.
I know. You keep saying all these
Oh,
movies and I haven't seen.
No,
It's so
we need to see
frustrating.
you. I just am better than you at everything.
Let's just stop the podcast and go watch this
Oh,
movie
yeah.
right now. Okay.
Oh, but yes, so... Oh, Boyhood.
It's great.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful film. And you know what? You and me, 100%, agreed on our number one choice.
And I love it. And I think because of that, we should high five and allow for some time for a word from our amazing sponsors.
I agree. Let's high five. Sponsors!
Sponsors! And after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Matt Spunkle, and do you like your door jams licked? All door jams need good lickers, and that's what I am. I'm Matt Spunkle, door jam licker.
Hi, I'm Sylvia, and I had Matt Spunkle come and lick my door jam, and I'll tell you what, my door has never closed as good as it did after Matt Spunkle.
I remember Miss Pfeffinger because her doorknobs tasted like copper.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm here to tell you that Matt Spunkle door jam liquor is the best damn liquor that there's ever been.
I like licking door jams because when I was a kid, I licked door jams in school, and I liked it.
Hey, Matt Spunkle, are you hiring door jam lickers? Because I tell you what, I've also enjoyed licking a jam or two.
Well, I'm Matt Spunkle, and you can call me at 1-800-I-LICK YOUR DOOR JAMS for $15 a minute.
Delicious.
.com. Hey, does anybody around here know where I can get rid of all these orange pills? I sure do love me some clementines, but gosh darn it, if these pills aren't so burdensome.
Excuse me, sir. I work for the Orange Peel Depot, and I will give you $20 for your orange peels.
Well, by golly, that would be amazing.
Fine, $50 for your orange peels.
Okay, this day just can't get much better.
$200 for your orange peels.
That just okay. I mean, I'm so happy.
Fine, $30,000 for your orange peels.
I am so happy that I think I may have put my pants in there.
I will sell my car for your orange peels.
Them peels I rubbed on my wiener.
You can have my family for your orange peels, please.
I love this deal.
Will you stop? Fine. I will give you the business for your orange peels, please.
I accept.
Well, Orange Peel Depot, now going out of business.
Owned by me and my wiener penises.
Oh, hello, and welcome to the East meets South Massage Parlor.
Is it Cooper? Is it Blaze, bro?
Would you like to be rubbed down by one of our specialists while also getting our world-famous spicy ending?
We'll make you feel good.
And also slightly burny.
Alrighty, Bessie. You wanna get the rub down? I'm making you feel good. If you don't feel good, I'm making you feel great with that spicy ending.
We also give free egg roll with every massage.
And nachos, bro.
I'm talking about your egg roll.
Nachos!
No, but also your egg roll.
But nachos!
But also your egg roll.
Nachos.
Spicy.
All right, welcome back from commercial from our world famous sponsors.
You know what I liked? That our sponsors sponsor us.
No, yeah, they're so sponsoring.
Yeah, you know, sometimes they may say they support us.
It's a sponsorful relationship.
It is. It's a symbiotic sponsor?
Sponsorship, some soul.
Sure, yeah, sponsor symbiotic thing.
So now that we're here back from commercial, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show where we play games. So
Yes.
I am a personal fan favorite, but we have a new game today to play.
I'm so excited.
So you've heard of 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Of course,
Imagine.
who hasn't?
Okay, great. So our show today, our game is 7 Degrees.
It's
Kevin Degrees of Kevin Bacon. No,
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
7 degrees of actual bacon.
Like for real bacon.
For real bacon. So what we have our trusty random hat here.
Yep.
And we've got 6 random food items in that hat.
I like
You're
where
going to
this is
draw one.
going.
You're going to draw one, and then I'm going to draw one.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to connect scenes with actors eating food between the first item of food and the second item of food.
Oh, Lord.
So this is going to be fun.
All right, here we
so
go.
reach in and pull out your choice.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Mixed it up. You've got a good one, I'm assuming.
What is yours? What do we have to connect first?
Mine is pie.
Pie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and mine is sausage.
Boy.
So we have to connect
Oh, Lord.
pie
All right, here
and
we go.
sausage.
All right,
So
let's
we have to
get
find
ready.
a movie with they eating pie
Yeah, let's get ready to find the degrees of actual
bacon.
bacon. Here we go.
Okay, what comes to mind when you think of scenes with pie?
American Pie.
Yeah. Okay.
He fucked a pie.
So we have
Jason
Biggs fucking a
fucking
pie.
a pie.
So what other movie is Jason Biggs doing anything with food?
I haven't seen a lot of Jason Biggs movies. In Loser, I'm pretty sure he probably eats something.
No,
Is that an accurate representation?
We can't do it that way. No.
No, okay,
So
go
let's
ahead.
go back.
All right,
let's
Jason
go back to
Biggs.
the.
Or no, just pie.
Let's go back to pie. Let's
Okay, all
not
the way
Jason
back to
Biggs.
pie.
Let's
Here
go
we
all the way back to
All
pie.
the way back to pie.
So
All right.
what's like? Okay, there's got to be a movie with like a clown or like pie in the face.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure there is. All right, here we go. I'm going to go with hey, there's that movie where Jason Biggs fucked a pie.
Oh, this game is so hard.
Have you seen that?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna go.
Oh
with,
wait, here's a good one.
Yeah.
I just thought of a good one.
Yes, please do.
Stand by Me has a pie eating contest.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
So
wait.
who's the fat kid in that one? That's,
Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell is the fat child.
But we've also got Kiefer Sutherland.
No, let's stick with Jerry O'Connell.
Okay.
All right, so Jerry O'Connell eating things.
Which he apparently did a lot in the early days, but not anymore. Now he's like super attractive.
He is super handsome. It's actually kind of disturbing. It bothers me. Let's see here.
He's in Jerry Maguire.
Oh! In Piranha 3D, he gets eaten by a piranha. Is that fair?
Yes. And then
Okay, so he gets eaten by a fish.
So fish.
So we'll go to fish.
Okay.
All right. So in Piranha 3D, Jerry O'Connell is
eaten by a fish. And then in The Heart of the Sea, Thor,
Chris
Hemsworth is
His
attacked
actual-
by a fish.
Okay.
Yeah, he's attacked by a giant fish.
But is he eaten?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
All right.
It's
so,
not. It's not. It's not a
hold
story
on.
from the Bible.
Oh, I've got it. Okay. All right. So Jerry O'Connell is eaten by a fish, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. And then in The Wolf of Wall Street, okay, Jonah Hill eats a live fish.
And
Right?
then Jonah Hill probably likes
All right,
sausage in
so,
real life.
Yeah.
The end. Yeah, we did it.
Jonah Hill.
Hill likes sausage.
High five!
Yeah, high five.
We did
Jonah
it.
Hill likes
We
sausage.
totally
He
connected
totally
that.
did it.
Jonah Hill is
That
awesome.
game is super easy. And on this week's episode, Q, we actually get to play 2 games.
2 games.
2 games.
I'm so excited.
And this is one of our favorite games. Q, we're going to play Hollywood Recast.
I love
Hollywood Recast. High five, Hollywood Recast.
Who
TM
would
in a
do
circle.
it better? We'll tell you.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, this is where we draw a random movie out of our random hat, and then we decide who should play the titular 3 to 4 characters in a nowadays version.
Yeah,
So,
let's do it.
Q, draw a movie, and let's get down to
I'm
business.
so excited. Let's see what we got here. Ooh.
Ooh, we got a good one?
Poignant.
I've never heard of that.
This week,
Oh,
we
Star
have
Wars:
Star
A New
Wars,
Hope.
A New Hope.
Okay, so
Boy.
what are we looking
large
at?
undertaking.
So Luke, obviously,
Luke,
Leia, Han,
Han, and Darth.
Oh, so we're
Let's
thinking
cast
voice.
Darth. Why not?
Thinking
yeah,
of a voice
just
actor
a
for
voice.
Darth?
Yeah, sure. So
Okay.
who embodies
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader?
Ooh, we'll save him for last.
All right.
Okay, so Luke.
Luke, first
So
and foremost.
we're thinking probably someone who's not too well known,
Yeah.
but that has the chops to definitely carry a movie with that young adolescent type
Feel.
fervor. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe a little bit like kind of ungroomed, kind of
Some inbred naivete,
yeah,
if you will.
really, absolutely. So let's think here. What do we got? We've got
Having a tough time with this one because there aren't a lot of really great young
actors. I know that one's
Yeah.
hard. I mean, young is hard to cast nowadays.
You know, he's not so much an up and comer, but I think he could embody a lot of what we're thinking of.
Okay.
But Miles Teller,
All right, I can see that.
like he's definitely got the sarcastic type, but I do think he could probably play down. He usually plays more of a cocky character, but I think he could play down and play some naivety.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna jump ahead, and I'm gonna say that I think maybe Miles Teller would be a better Han Solo.
Okay. Well, do you think he's grizzled enough? Han Solo's supposed to be sort of, that grizzled smuggler.
You think so?
Kind of.
All right, so yeah, I mean, I like Miles Teller. I think he can definitely pull off both the kind of like down. Like, did you see Whiplash?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Fantastic
He
film.
played kind of that like naive,
Mhm.
Eager to please kind of kid.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that choice on the sense that I think he could pull that off.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I support that.
Okay, we'll lock that in.
Yeah, we'll lock that in. So Miles Teller as Luke.
And we mentioned Han, so let's move to him. He's a big
All right,
role. We
Han.
can't mess this up. I mean,
That's hard.
honestly,
That is hard.
this is a remake that would never need to happen because it's so perfectly done in the first place. But that Han, that schmarmy, kind of not middle age, middle aged,
Yeah.
just been around the block, smuggler, probably got on the wrong side too early,
Yeah.
and is now just really good
Sure.
at what he does.
Okay, hold on. Let me think. But you gotta cast somebody who's honestly gives off an air of like I could give two shits.
You know who
About
I
being
think could
here.
do it well?
Please.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal could pull it off.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Just kind of like the recent Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Not like Donnie Darko. Jake.
No. Modern day Jake Gyllenhaal.
I suppose. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
with it.
that's good.
But I'm also, I also kind of thought back when I said Donnie Darko, Jake Gyllenhaal. I was like, maybe Donnie Darko, Jake Gyllenhaal for like Luke.
Yeah, but I mean, we're casting it now.
I know. Yes, current Jake Gyllenhaal, 100% on board with that.
Boom.
Definitely.
Love it.
Okay,
So,
Leia.
So Leia.
Ooh, that's a hard one because Leia's got to embody powerful, feminine. Just kind of I don't need rescuing, but also kind of that sensual side.
This may feel out of left field, but I feel like this actress could do it.
All right.
Isla Fisher.
Okay.
So I think she's definitely well established,
Uh-huh.
familiar face to a lot of people, but she's not like that Jennifer Lawrence level recognizable.
I'm gonna posit someone different.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Kate Mara.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Kate Mara as Leia. She has that kind of every girl
Yeah.
thing.
I'm 100%. I
But
throw
also
out my
strength.
suggestion. I'm gonna bury my suggestion in a box
That's fair.
and then push it off into C after it's been buried on something sturdy,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna set it on fire with an arrow
Perfect.
thrown by a Viking. And
love
when
it.
I say thrown, I mean literally with his
Like
forearm
just
and bicep,
hurled
just hurled further than
box.
a person could with a bow and
love
arrow,
it.
and then it's gonna light on fire because your suggestion is so much
Because
better.
Kate Mara is
So good.
Is it?
That's it.
So we've got Miles Teller as Luke.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Jake Gyllenhaal as Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
We have Kate Mara as Leia.
And couldn't you see Kate Mara and Miles Teller kind of being brother-sister?
Totally.
Although they were
100%.
together in Fantastic Four.
In Fantastic Four, which is complete garbage fire.
So
we're not
this
gonna
remake
talk
is
about
going to
that.
be way better than that.
Way
remake.
better than that. Yeah,
remake.
absolutely. But so that brings us to kind of an integral character in this.
I don't even want to do this one.
This
I'm
is
so
a Darth Vader,
scared.
but you have to.
I know.
We have to do this. We need somebody who embodies the darkness yet slight vulnerability of Darth Vader. Who could pull that off to you? In your mind.
So, but this is, you were talking about this person actually being seen.
Yeah.
So they almost have to physically embody it as well.
This.
That's really hard because, right off the bat, I kind of want to say somebody like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ooh.
I think that
that's a solid
I
choice.
think that he has the gravitas and the just the strength to really pull that off. But
being seen.
Yeah, being seen. I think he could also pull it off being seen. But taking a page from Smaug, he's extremely intimidating when it's just his voice.
I agree.
And I almost think that having it be just his voice would be more intimidating than having him be in a black armor.
I agree.
So that's the only thing I'm leaning on, because if we're going on a scene route, I don't know if he's 100% right, but I definitely think that he could give it what we would
I'm going to
want.
put forth two.
Okay.
All right. My first, Liam Neeson.
Okay.
And that's pulling. I know he's been in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Liam Neeson has the strength and the darkness to be someone who seems like a force to be reckoned with. Also, he's physically imposing. He's a tall dude.
And in the Lego movie, he was sort of the Darth Vader to Will Ferrell's Emperor.
Exactly.
I think that's where you're probably pulling this from.
Yeah. And I think it is too, actually. And there's one other person.
Yeah, I want to hear this
Now,
last
this is
one.
totally out of left field.
Yes.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
It's not out of left field. Daniel Day-Lewis could do anything.
Exactly!
I worship
That's my
at the
point.
throne of Daniel Day-Lewis.
This man could do any part that you put in front of him.
You know what? I'm going to throw one more out there. And however much I love your suggestions, I think I'm going to have to line them up against a wall and shoot them.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Idris Elba.
Boom! Done. Idris Elba wins every time in my book. Idris Elba wins.
You see Beast of No Nation?
Yes. And have you seen Luther?
Oh my God.
I mean,
but imagine
come on.
him as Darth Vader. Imagine him as that strong, imposing figure, and with that humanity side.
But he has the darkness.
You almost want to root for him,
and also that just like that bit of humanity
and
inside.
Him being Miles Teller's father. Huge twist.
Huge twist. Nobody would see that coming.
Level twist.
No one would see that coming.
But
you know what?
That's
agree.
our movie.
I
Miles
agree.
Teller's
Boom.
Luke, Kate Mara as Leia, Jake Gyllenhaal as Han, and Idris Elba
as Darth Vader. Boom. Hollywood, maybe not make it happen because we love Star Wars.
Don't make it happen. But like internet, make that happen. Internet,
do it.
Make that happen.
Ready?
Somebody has the skills to do it.
Ready, click, go.
Done. Well, sadly, that brings us to the end of this episode. And so sad to leave the writer's room. And as always, Q, so sad to leave you as well.
Definitely.
But I think we've done something good here today.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. And we'll be back in about two weeks.
Yep.
And talking about some more high five lists.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have your listeners out there, if you have your high five lists, email them to us at my5@highfivethepodcast.com. And we'll be back in about 2 weeks. And as they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
And that's a wrap, everybody.
Cut, Casper. That's a wrap.
Cut! Print it! What happened to the next reel?
Cut! Okay, that's a print.
Okay, cut. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap, people. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Psst. Hey, you made it to the end of the podcast. And guess what? There's a little something at the end of the credits. And for those of you that didn't make it, go five yourself. Hey, Call me now for your free reading on a fake Haitian accent.
Do you want the best of the fake Haitian accents?
Babadoom.
I'm not even sure this is a Haitian accent. Can you tell me, is this a Haitian accent?
What exactly is a Haitian
A
accent?
Guatemala and the beans.
Hey, let's throw a shrimp on the Barbie.
Haitian.
Style.
Accent. These aren't real Haitian accents. These are fake Haitian accents.
Did I say call me now for a free reading?
Haitian.
You know what I could use? A used cough drop.
Here you go.
Oh, so much better. Thanks for that.
Have you ever felt the need for a cough drop, but it's just too damn hard to open the little packages they come in? Sometimes you just need a used one.
I did, and you know what? My cough went away overnight.
Sometimes people say I sound like Samuel L. Jackson with a cough drop in my mouth. They could say that about you, too.
It's only because I say, get these motherfucking cough drops into my motherfucking mouth.
So next time you need a used cough drop, reach for the true used cough drop. The used cough drop that just came out of a mouth that was used for sucking on a cough drop and mouthing to the cough drops. Drops.
Coming this fall to CBS, Randy, and Randy. It's a reality show featuring your favorite Randys. We've got Randy Newman.
Hey, you know this little old song?
We've got Randy Quaid.
That's crazy.
And we've got Randy Savage post-death. That's crazy! Come see what happens with Randy, and Randy. You won't believe it when Randy Quaid steals Randy Newman's baked beans.
Hey, Randy, I'm gonna have these baked beans now.
I don't think my baked beans are for you, they're for me in my mouth.
And then that time that Randy Savage butted in with his 2 words.
That's crazy! Randy, and Randy. CBS this fall after Mike and Molly. Wait, no. After Randy, and Randy.
Shibbly-dop, watch Randy.
As Randy Savage says,
Well, welcome to Martin O'Flannery's House of Celebrity Earwax Sculptures. Fuck Madame Tussauds. You need to come to this place. You'll see famous collections such as...
coming down and see the Eiffel Tower made from earwax of Matt Damon.
Also see Ben Affleck's car sculpture made out of his beautiful golden earwax.
And then wander on over and see the dead possum made from Morgan Freeman's ear kernels.
Have you ever seen an entire house made out of Ed Sheeran's ear fungus?
I don't know about that, but I sure have seen the Empire State Building made out of Lady Gaga's earbuds.
Ooh, that's sexy. Have you ever seen a fruit basket made out of Morgan Freeman's delicious ear jizz?
2 things from Morgan Freeman. How impressive for him and his earwax. But have you also seen a stereo made out of B. Arthur's earwax?
Oh, B. Arthur! What about the other Golden Girls collection featuring such things as an Afghan?
Made out of Betty White's earwax.
Yeah,
That's
all of the Golden Girls.
Mixture. Well, I've also seen a Kia Sorento made out of Ryan Reynolds earwax.
Ooh, what about President Obama's Washington Monument made out of beautiful ear kernels as well?
Or I could also see a mop made out of Randy Quaid's earwax.
What about the silent statue of David made out of Randy Savage's earwax?
Ooh, is that right next to the dead octopus made out of Madame Tussauds earwax?
Ooh, you know what I say? Fuck Madame Tussauds, because this wax museum is way better. Also, have you ever seen a leaping leprechaun made out of Russell Crowe's ear nuggets?
No, but I have seen an abominable snowman made out of Edward Norton's ear nuggets.
Ooh, I like that. Have you ever seen, maybe a box or 3 or 4 made out of Jennifer Aniston's luscious ear goo?
That's right, next to the exhibit of the entire 1997 Chicago Bulls made out of Chandler Bing's earwax.
Yes, what about Michael Jordan's Bugs Bunny? Made out of his beautiful ear residue.
And then finally, a burning cross and Nazi symbol made out of Donald Trump's earwax. It just fell out like that.
I'm going to be honest, that's super strange. But either way, you could come down to see it from Martin O'Flannery's House of Celebrity Earwax Sculptures. Once again, fuck Madame Tussauds.
I'm Charles. Cause Charles, just, sometimes I'm Charles. Charles. You're not Charles. Some of you might be Charles, but I'm Charles. Come see my show. It's Charles, just Charles with period. Just a Charles with a period. Yeah, Charles.
Hello. Do you have peels to fruit that you're done with? Specifically, orange peels. I would love some.
Hi, my name's is Hugs Cloudburst, and I, with my partner Tugs, run a personal motivators company for hire. Now, Tugs, tell 'em a little bit about what we do.
Hi, my name's Tugs McPuffinstuff, and I loves to motivate people. It makes me super happy down deep in my insides.
So when we hug and we tug, it sometimes doesn't feel good at first, but the more we get working on it, the more we get working on you, it feels real good, and we personally motivate you, and we tell you about the good things in life.
I tell you
just
what,
feel real
Hugs.
good.
I tell you what, Hugs. I wish every person out there right now would just let us hug and tug on them. You know what I mean?
Just hug and tug.
Because you and me, we're just two people just trying to motivate people to be the best they can be.
Cloudbursts, and I motivate people personally.
And I'm Tugs McStuffin' Puff. And I also loves to motivate people, mainly